Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. In the last episode, we crossed the Nam Yensa Sandsea and helped out the Nam Yensa with their sworn enemy, a giant turtle called the Nam Yensa Eater. Today, we're going to be going into the Tomb of Wraithwall, which contains a boss fight, which they have been hinting at so heavily they might as well just plaster a giant neon sign above the entrance here. Anyway, off screen, I actually bought a bunch of accessories and such. I just did the shopping montage off screen, and I also spent license points. It was really nice and all that. I don't know if I should have put that in or not, or I don't know, maybe it was okay to put it out and leave it out. Anyway, point is, you get a chance to save here, and it also fully heals the party. So if anyone was hurt before you come into the tomb, they will be completely healed up. It's a rare case of the game being extremely nice to you. Anyway, that is the tomb itself. It looks very advanced for something that's supposed to be ancient. Or maybe this is like one of those fictions where the ancient people had more advanced technology than the people of the present day, like Legend of Zelda. Anyway, I'm actually going to change up our party a little bit. I'm going to drop Fran out for Bosch, and I'm going to turn off Penello's Kira Gambit. I'm also going to change up Ash's Gambits a little bit. I'm going to change this one from Water Weak to a foe that is flying. Since the main enemy here flies, I want to be able to deal with that. But it's also weak to dark, so Penello is, as a red battle mage, is going to wreck its shit. It doesn't spawn right away, so you can get in there, save, and have your party fully healed before you make preparations for the encounter. Anyway, there it is now. So if you completed that side quest, you'll have the XII berries, and you can use them on Garuda here. She looks nothing like she did in that game. And that makes her extremely easy. I mean, look at how quickly these guys are destroying her. And she's already dead. Oh, jeez, I don't remember it being that easy. Maybe it was just because of Penello. I probably didn't even need to put in Bosch and turn off her healing gambits. Anyway, we get the fancy victory animation here. And then I'll swap Bosch back out for Fran. And we'll continue on with our quest. Ooh, ominous. I think we actually get a cutscene. Yes, we do.
Long ago, the gods granted their favor to King Wraithwall, who would oversee the subjugation of a vast territory spanning from Mordalia to Valendia. Here he forged the Galtean Alliance. Though he is called the Dynast King, upon establishing the alliance he demonstrated compassion for his people and disdain for needless war. A philosophy passed on to his successors, one that would bring peace and prosperity for hundreds of years to follow. It was during this time of peace that the city-states of Arcadia and Rosaria, each members of Wraithwall's alliance, took root and flourished. Wraithwall left 3 relics signifying descent from the Dynast King. Of these, the Midlight Shard was given to what would become House Nabradia, and the Dusk Shard to my ancestors, the founders of Dalmasca. The last of these relics was the Dawn Shard. It remained hidden here, known only to those of royal blood.
As though the Dynast King foresaw the very plight before us now.
None save descendants of the king are suffered within. If we attempt to enter without proof of such lineage...
There's no guarantee we'll make it out alive. Vicious beasts, fiendish traps, something like that?
Mm-hmm. But you must consider the prize. The Dawn Shard lies within, and Wraithwall's treasure.
And there was I, thinking this was going to be hard.
Balthier, Balthier, Balthier. If you turn around, you'll notice Dice, and I'm assuming that's his wife, maybe girlfriend, I don't know. He probably mentioned it and I just forgot. Coming in. You killed the Avion? Amazing! And this, I've never seen such a magnificent structure. It looks like some sort of tomb. The wealth it would take to build such a thing. Think of the treasures it must hold. And a horde of ravenous monsters, I don't doubt. Me, I value life over loot. I go no farther. But should you find something, I could be persuaded to part with a few gil for it. And if you need aught, of course, I'm your man. Nah, it doesn't look like he has anything new. I think in the PlayStation 2 version of the game, he'll start to sell new supplies right here at this specific part. Whereas right before, he focuses mainly on having ranged weapons, so you can easily tackle Garuda. Anyway, this is going to be a very weird spot for it, but I'm not going to enter the Tomb of Wraithwall just yet. Instead, I'm going to teleport back to Ravenaster and tackle a hunt. Now, this is a good time to take care of this hunt, although I could have also done it before entering the Ogier Yensa, but it's a little tricky and I didn't want to do it just then. But if you're like me and you put it off, then I recommend going back to Ravenaster now and tackling it. It's because it's in the Giza Plains, and you need it to be the dry season in Giza. And after you're done in the Tomb of Wraithwall, it'll turn to the wet season. And you'll have to proceed through the game for a little bit before it'll start alternating between dry and wet. It's just the most convenient time to tackle this hunt now, since this is the last guaranteed time that it'll be dry. The Giza Plains can be really weird. I think they're supposed to switch every couple hours. I'm not too sure if that's real time or if it's real time as an in-game time, but it is supposed to be a real hour or two. Anyway, this is going to be a tougher hunt, so we have to get it from Monteblack himself, the Cluckatrice. I'm not going to read those anymore. You'll sign on the hunt? Excellent! I'm counting on you, Kupo. Remember, I'm just an intermediary. You'll have to speak to the petitioner in person if you want to know the details. That confirms the contract. Now then, let me tell you where this petitioner might be found, Kupo! I don't remember what accent I tried to do for Monteblack. Always emphasis on try. Good luck hunting your mark, Kupo. Each kill you make wins you greater renown within the guild. But yeah, this is a pretty good opportunity to stop and take care of some side quests, or I think so anyway. Others might disagree simply because you have to use a teleport crystal to get out of Wraithwall's tomb quickly. Otherwise, you have to cross the Ogier and Nam Yensa Sandsea again. And it doesn't take as long if you're just rushing through, but I just wanted to kill everything and show you the whole place, or as much of it as I could. Let's see, he doesn't have anything new. I did pick up Decoy, and I could have used it while we were fighting Garuda, but I forgot to set up a gambit for it. Oh, another thing I forgot to go over is when I was buying things, I also purchased the Hunter's Monograph. It was in the bazaar as a Forgotten Grimoire. So the Hunter's Monograph is now in our inventory, and we get superior loot from beasts and avians, so basically things like wolves and birds. Any enemy that falls within one of those two genuses will drop more loot for us. Anyway, we're going to take the Moogling down to the south gate, and we're going to talk to the petitioner about hunting down a clickatrice. And this hunt basically acts as a tutorial for what will be most of the elite marks from now on. A lot of them have gimmicks tied to them. Oh right, I forgot to change our gambits back. Ash, you're going to change this back to foes weak to water. And I gotta turn Penelo's healing ones back on, otherwise we're going to run into trouble. Yeah, the hyenas in this area are weak to water. And I'm just gonna rush through this area too. No need to go at regular speed until we found the clickatrice. Let's see, petitioner is, I believe it's here, Dania. Are you here about the bill I posted? It's high time someone came. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this creature. Our cockatrices are terrified. They hardly eat, they won't go for walks, their nerves are shot. The poor dears are starting to fall ill from it. Well, will you rid of this creature for me? Wonderful! I had thought you'd say yes. Now, let me tell you just what's going on. A vile creature called a clickatrice has made its nest in the land to the east. Recently, its eggs hatched, and now it's viler than ever. What's worse, the clickatrice shies away when people approach. It's clever, this one. For our sake and the sake of the cockatrices, kill the clickatrice and every one of its foul brood. I spied the clickatrice on the Giza north bank. It's not much of a bank during the dry, but you'll find it to the southeast of the village. The clickatrice's nest must be near there, but I have no idea how to go about drawing it out of hiding. Try as I might, I haven't come up with anything. Perhaps you should ask the children. They're often out on the plains. Maybe they can help. Yeah, if you need help, you can talk to the kids here in the Giza village, but we don't need to do that. And you'll notice there's still these waymarks there. Those are from that earlier quest when we did Sunstones. Yeah, those stay on your map almost indefinitely, and you'll see them every time you're in Giza. But, yeah, to get the clickatrice to come out, you have to kill every enemy in this area, then leave and come back. It's quite the chore. But, so we're just gonna comb through the area. I think I'm gonna avoid the items for now, so that way we can kill things faster. And I guess in a way I am practicing what I preach by running around as Ash. Since she's going to be the person most frequently casting spells, she'll fall behind if I don't. Because the AI will decide to stay still as long as that Aqua action bar is on the screen. And it stays there for a little while as a sort of recovery period. Alright, so we killed them all. We go back in. And there we go. The clickatrice and its offspring, they all basically behave like cockatrices. They're basically just reskinned versions of them. It's hilarious. I don't have too many special notes about the clickatrice. It has all the exact same things you'd expect from a cockatrice. It uses mucus to inflict slow, and stone gaze, that's not good. And it's got its 4 little chicks here that we got to brutally murder for the sake of, I don't know, science. Let's just say science. Yeah, I might have actually waited a bit too long. They're not doing that much damage to me. Let's see, does he have anything up on him? Just protect. I guess you could take that off if you wanted. Or try to inflict status conditions. And using status conditions on enemies can be really handy. Maybe not silence so much. A lot of the abilities enemies use to inflict status conditions or other annoying things are classified as techniques for the enemies. Like, even if they're casting a spell, it'll be classified as a technique, so silence will work on it. For some odd reason. I don't know. The enemies have to cheat. Anyway, the Cluckatrice has been vanquished. And then I'm going to pick up one more hunt, and then we'll head back to the Tomb of Wraithwall. Or maybe I should just do this entire part as a side quest episode. I don't know. We'll see how I feel as I keep going. For now, we just got to report back to the petitioner. You did it! You got rid of the Cluckatrice and its chicks. Here's your bounty, as agreed. Thank you so much. And I didn't point it out, but I think the younger ones were called Chickatrices. I can finally walk the Cockatrices again. You wouldn't know it to look at them, but they scare very easily. Yeah, not the ones I've encountered. The ones I encountered tried to kill me. Alright, so we're gonna head back into Rabanastre. And the next hunt I'm going to accept is not going to be from Monteblac, but it's going to be in the Sandsea. Welcome to the Moogling, Kupo, the Sandsea. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll do this as a side quest episode and do a few more hunts on top of this one. So, I'm going to accept 2 hunts here, actually. I'm going to pick up Nidhogg. It's not the one I was intending to, but this one is in Bujerba, so I'm going to pick up Nidhogg. We can talk to the guy outside of the Lusu mines. And then I'm also going to go talk to Monteblac and pick up that other elite hunt he had, the Rocktoise. Since these are both in Bujerba, I figured I might as well pick up both of them and then go tackle them at the same time. Or attempt to tackle them at the same time. If I'm a little low level, this could be bad. I think I'm right at the recommended level range, though. I might have to look up a guide for that to double check. Anyway, Rocktoise. And then he repeats the same line about intermediaries again. He does start changing his dialogue as you get farther along in the quest line, so it's worth paying attention, but for now it's just going to be the same repeated line every time we get a hunt from him. Excuse me, Moogling attendant. Welcome to the Moogling, Kupo. Let's see, we're going to go to the West Gate. I know you can just use a teleport stone to get directly to Bujerba, but I'm actually going to save my teleport stones as much as possible, leaving the Tomb of Wraithwall notwithstanding. I'm going to save my crystals, and instead we're going to take an airship, which is... this feature right here makes me question why we needed Balthier's help, since you can just hire a flight to Bujerba, like this. I'm going to take the private cabins for now. There is a side quest you can do by taking the leisure craft, but I'm going to wait until much later in the game to start that side quest. I'm going to touch the crystal to make sure I am healed up. And then we're going to find the petitioners and talk to them. all the hunts you get from Montblanc are going to be a bit more story-oriented, whereas the ones you pick up from the hunter's board, those are going to be a bit more just kind of generic feeling, really. Anyway, Pilika is the petitioner for the rock toys. You have spoken with Montblanc, Kupo. You will accept my request. You will hunt the rock toys, Kupo. Oh, thank you, Kupo. I always knew it pays to have friends. I'm Pilika. Me and Montblanc have been friends for a long time. That's why I went to him. You see, it's kind of embarrassing, but I had this rock toys I was keeping as a pet, Kupo, but he ran away. I had given up on finding him. Then I started hearing the rumors about a giant Titan toys wreaking havoc in the mines, Kupo, and then I realized it's him! It's my pet! I just know it. My little toy slipped into the mines, and he absorbed magicite energy, and he got all big and violent, Kupo! I'd go get him back myself, but the mines are awfully big. I'd get lost, Kupo. I'd get a friend to help, but I'm so embarrassed. That's why I wrote Montblanc, and here you are. My little rock toys. Well, he's not little, but he's in Site 2 of the Lusu mines. Go get him. Rock toys, the hunt begins. Fortunately for me, if I am underleveled and really want to take it out now, with the rock toys at least, I can cheese it. It's a bit tricky, but we're not here to do things tricky. I'll try and hunt it all normal-like. And I'll make sure to bring up the cheesy method too if you want to abuse it. Anyway, our second petitioner is this Sikh here, Acom. Ka, you have looked at the board? You have seen my bill? Then you have come to kill the Nidhogg. Ha, what great fortune. Please listen. There have always been many Raksas, what you call fiends, in Lusu, held at bay by a paling. But the paling has fallen. No, it seems rather that some Mukra has broken it, and now something most terrible has come out. Yes, a Nidhogg, previously sleeping deep within the mines, has come to the surface. It is beyond even us Paravir gods to defeat it. Please, Badra, defeat this Nidhogg. Find it where the shaft splits into two ahead. Our prayers go with you. Oh god, I hope that accent wasn't racist. I didn't try to be racist, I just thought it would be fun to try it. Okay, I'm gonna make a save right here while we're at it. Let's see, Nam Yensa, Tomb of Wraithwall, Nalbana. And then we're gonna jump right into the Lusu mines. We'll come across the Nidhogg first. He's gonna be about the midway point from the mines with the last time we were here with Larsa. And when I was doing grinding, so this place has become a little boring. And I'm gonna go ahead and run around as Vossler for now. Just because I can. And then I'll also show you some Gambit setups I like to use for boss encounters. It'll be pretty handy for the Nidhogg. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. Another reason why I kind of waited till now to do these hunts is because Vossler's here. It's so much easier to tackle these things when you have a fourth person in your party as opposed to 3. I'm probably taking a bit of a long way around, but that's okay. Alright, so go through here. Back a little bit farther. Yeah, you'll notice that I've started picking up pebbles from these bats. They're considered avian-type enemies, so So they're going to be dropping the more advanced loot thanks to that Hunter's Monograph. Pebbles, I don't know if they're good for useful for anything specific, but they're the sign that you're now getting more advanced gear from these enemies. Anyway, I'm going to use a Dispel Mote on the Nidhogg here. He's got Haste and Bravery up on him, and that is not a good combo to deal with. Right. And then Gambits. I'm going to set up Penelo to cast Decoy on Fran specifically. I want this guy to try and hit Fran because she's got heavy armor on and the highest defense. And then I think this guy is weak to fire, so I'm also going to use oil. Ash should know oil. And he's immune, so I wasted my time. Okay, good to know. Anyway, this is the Nidhogg. He's a giant version of those serpents we've seen. And we're actually killing him pretty easy. Maybe I waited too long. A big thing to worry about is most enemies, when most of these hunts, when they get low on health, they'll use some last-ditch effort skills that will make them extremely, and I mean extremely, tough to deal with. Most of them get a skill that doubles their level, so it goes from you being able to easily take their hits to you being one-shotted by them. Most of them will start using it as you get later on into hunts, but for now, I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. Anyway, we're going to go into the back of the mine, and we'll take out the last of our hunts, the rock trace. I'm gonna speed things up here too. I didn't realize that the Nidhogg was weak to fire, but fortunately for me, the AI is smart enough to know what these elemental weaknesses are, even when I don't, or if they're not known to me specifically. So always useful to have those gambits targeting weaknesses set up if you wish to abuse them. Like, even if I turned Libra off, Ash would have still targeted him with fire spells. For some odd reason, they just inherently know what enemies are weak to what. Maybe it's just common sense, and I'm just very stupid. Sometimes common sense is so rare, it might as well be a superpower. Anyway, you should start to recognize this place as the end of the mine where where Larsa was talking about the Draklor laboratory. Anyway, Bosch's turn, and I'm gonna get Bosch set up with a decoy gambit too. And he's also going to target Fran, and it should be very handy. I do recommend having it do a specific target for your decoy gambit. Make sure you're specifically targeting the person you want to take. Anyway, that's the rock toys there, and the way you cheese this fight is that he can't fit through that tunnel back there, so you can cheese the encounter with it by luring it to the back and just hitting it with long-ranged attacks while you're in that tunnel, and it can't reach you. It can inflict blind, so having a gambit set up to deal with that is a good idea. And it looks like my characters are getting hit with things as they're getting hit with damage as they're being hitting him. Some enemies have that sort of passive counter. I'm gonna refer to that as Rough Skin, the ability from Pokemon. Not every enemy has it, but when they do, it can hurt a lot. Anyway, I'm going to turn decoy back off for now. I recommend only really using that for boss fights. You don't want to have to keep running around and having your characters constantly trying to use this buff that doesn't always stick. I'm not entirely sure why decoy has a tough time landing. I think it might be classified as a debuff, so characters with high vitality are probably resisting its effects, as opposed to simply, what's the word I'm looking for? As opposed to it simply just not working. That, or it just simply doesn't work all the time to just make it frustrating. Or maybe it can work on enemies, and I could get the enemies to target a specific enemy. That might be funny. I've never tried that. I'll look into it. For now, we're just gonna run through here. Bosch is going to cure that on Vossler. And it tried poison again, and it failed. Fortunately, I think the mystic armor my mages are wearing now boosts their vitality, so that's probably helping Ash, Penelo, and Bosch avoid status conditions for now. And I know we're running a little bit late, but I wanted to get out of the Lusu mines before I ended the episode off. I guess you could just call it, I don't know. I guess you could just call it stupid. Talk about on the way out. I'm honestly not too sure what I should talk about. I usually use the Lusu mines for grinding at around this point in the game, like before getting to the Tomb of Wraithfall. It's got a high concentration of enemies that drop some good valuable loot, so it's a good place to go to get some quick cash. Well, semi-quick. Let's see, Ash gained a level, so we're gonna swap her out for Vaughn. And Vaughn gets to break in his brand new dagger. Alright, and now that we're back in Bujerba proper, I'm going to go ahead and call that an episode. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and or subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Spaced Oyster, signing out.